Hey guys, so I'm going to go over how to set up your document, your Figma document for the website prototype design project. So if we are in our drafts, we should be able to just go to plus design file. And if you go to this pages icon, you can go into the drop down, open that up. You can see we have one page. Let's add another one with the plus icon. And let's name this first page by double clicking on it, designs. And this one, components. Okay, so on the designs page, make sure you're on that one. Let's create a new frame. So this is where our high fidelity design will go for both our home page and our second page. This is a two-page website prototype. So we're going to start with the high fidelity design, which means we're getting it really close to the final look of the website. We're not using little boxes or placeholder text. We're actually using real text and real imagery. And we're going to make this look as close to a real website as possible. So let's go to the frame tool, and let's set up the first frame to be a MacBook Pro 16-inch. And let's rename this. Let's make this home. This will be the home page. And if we get on that frame here in the layers or click on it here in the workspace, we can do a Command D. And that will create a second frame. And we can rename this here, maybe about. You can pretty much name that second page whatever you want. It just kind of depends on how you're laying your website out. If you did read over the project worksheet, basically you can do this on your favorite artist, favorite book, movie, or TV show. So it's kind of up to you. You don't have to design, you don't have to create the text yourself. You can copy and paste it from different websites. You can write some of the text yourself as well. It's kind of up to you. It's supposed to be a fun project, so let's name this file website prototype project. Okay, and so that's our two pages within our design page. Let's go to components. This will be where we create components, and you guys might not understand components at this stage, but I will show you how to create components. So let's go to the components page. Let's grab a frame. Let's drag out a square, maybe like 100, roughly 100 by 100. We can always change the size over here. Push tab and then do 100. Push return to get that. Let's zoom in if I can find it. Sometimes I have a hard time finding the frame that I just made, but okay. So let's create a magnifying glass. So components are reusable design elements. So if we push shift down and drag out a perfect circle. So components are really useful if it's a design element that you're reusing. So if you have a 17-page website and you create a navigation bar or a header bar for all 17 pages, and let's say you want to change the color of the logo, you can just do it in the components, and it will automatically update all 17 pages instead of having to go into 17 different times and change the color. So that's what's nice about components. They're much like styles in InDesign, if you've used InDesign before. So we want to add a stroke. I did the minus sign on the fill because I don't want a fill color. So you do the plus sign to get the stroke. It will automatically default to black, which is what I want. Let's make this 3 pixels wide. Let's kind of tuck this up in the corner a little bit more, maybe a little bit bigger. Push shift while doing that. Maybe I'll make this 4 pixels. The border or the stroke can be 4 pixels. And then let's grab the pen tool and let's push down once and push down one more time. And we can push escape on our keyboard or done. And let's change the endpoint to round. If you do not see these options, you just need to click on the advanced stroke settings, the 3 underneath stroke, these 3 dots, and you should be able to see the end point and the start point for this line that we have selected. So, and let's make this match the same stroke width as the circle, which I believe is 4. So now we've created a nice little search icon. Let's click on that and create component up here. So that just created a component. So if we need to use the search icon in many different places, we can create a component and add it in our designs page on whatever pages we need it on. And we can go into our assets and we can see that our search icon is in here. I haven't named it yet, so let's go ahead and just double click. and rename that search icon, and you can see that updates here. So if I do end up changing anything about this, it'll automatically update in here. Okay, I'm going to Command Z that. I just wanted to show you how it updates. So it would change every instance of that. If we save that, there we go. So let's go back to layers, and let's create some more components. Navigation bar is a great thing to use as a component. So let's go back to our design. Let's click on here. Let's grab this width, 1728. Go back into components, grab a frame, start dragging that out. We maybe want it like close to 150 tall by as wide as MacBook Pro 16-inch screen, which is 1728 pixels. I copy and pasted that from the design page, in case you didn't catch that. Let's name this navigation bar or something to that effect, which basically we're creating, let's just go to Nike. We're creating this bar up here, basically. And it's going to be a reusable object. It's going to have our nav in it. It's going to have our logo and a search icon in it, because those are good things to include in a navigation or top header area on any website. So let's go ahead and go into Assets and bring in the search icon, which we could have just copy pasted it from up here too, but since it was already an instant or a component, it would be in our assets. We can just drag it in. Oops, I don't want to. Just want to move it so it's centered on there. I probably would add in like, you know, a little bubble next to it or something, but I'm not going to actually do that. When we have this selected, let's do right and top. So if this frame, the navigation bar, ends up changing, it will follow it now that we did that. So under the constraints, we want right. It'll stay to the right of the frame and the top of the frame, which is what we want. It makes it move with the size of the screen. Okay, and then let's go ahead and put in a logo. So let's just bring in some text. Let's make this bigger. I'm doing that with a shortcut command of Shift Command greater than caret. You can also do it over here, obviously. We can change the text if we want to. We can make it centered within the text box. So that's looking pretty good. We can move this and center it. Okay, and then we want to change the constraints on this. We want it left, right, and top. Okay, and that will make it move and stay in the center of whatever size screen this is on. And then we can add in our home and about page links. So I'm going to do a Command D for that and drag it out and just type about. I'm going to make these a little bit smaller. Oops. So I'm going to make these 36. Okay, and then I'll line them up a little bit better if I can get a hold of them. Sometimes I find it hard to grab things in Figma. Okay, something like that. And then I do want to put the constraints on these. I want left top on both because it's towards the left top of the screen. So that should, in theory, work pretty well in resizing if we need it to. I'm going to Command Z that because I do want to keep it the correct length. So now we have a navigation bar. If we select all of this and do create component, that should be added to our assets, as you can see. So let's go to designs and go into assets, and now we can actually drag in our header or our navigation, whichever way you want to do it, on both pages. And say if I have 17 pages and I want to change my color of something in my nav, then I can just go into my components, change the color of that, and it will update across my whole site, which is really nice. Let's say we want to hook up the About page. So let's go ahead and hook up our navigation. We're going to actually add prototyping now. Let's just say that you've created a high fidelity design. The home page is looking exactly how you want it to with all the text and imagery that you want. The About page is looking exactly how you want it to with all the text and imagery that you want. And now it's time to add prototyping on top of everything. So we will hook up the navigation, because that's one thing I said in the project worksheet. I want the navigation working. So let's go to prototype. We have About. I double clicked on that, and we can do interactions. You can also just drag out and bring it here, and we can go on click, navigate to the About page. You could also do like a dissolve, move in, move out, push, slide in, slide out. It shows you what that looks like depending on which one you go with. I almost wonder if a dissolve isn't a little bit better to use. And then just keep the logo should be clickable to the home page as well. So it won't let you do it there, but because we are on the home page, but it will let you do it from here, I believe. So we can have it navigate to dissolve. It's going to use the same animation that I did on the first one. So yeah, navigate to the home page. So we want our logo clickable. We want this to be navigated to the home page, and this should go to the About page. Okay, so that's looking pretty much how we want it to. So you know, when we go to test this, let's see, I'm gonna label this the About page, and then I can duplicate this layer, Command D, and just drag it over and put home page, because these look exactly the same, so I need to do something to kind of differentiate them. And then let's go to here to view our prototype to see if the prototyping that we just added is actually working, which it should be. It's pretty basic. This is how I want you to do it. I want you to make sure that I can get back to the home page by clicking on the logo. If I go to the home page, I'm on the home page. If I go to the About page, and I can click back and forth between the two pages, and this is working as well. So that's how I'm wanting you to prototype it. You can add more prototyping if you want. If you have images that you want to open up to new pages, if you want to experiment with this, please do. And so yeah, that is the basic process on how to do this. I do want to show you guys how to share as well. So in week 7, I did create a file because I haven't found an easy way to share these things. So if we do a download on the class email addresses PDF document at the bottom of week 7, you should be able to find everybody's email address for copy and paste. So you can Command C that. Then you have to go back into your, let's see, where is it? Here, and go to share and share it and separate with a comma to get everybody's email address. It's kind of clunky. I don't know why we can't just share with our team. But comma. And you should be able to get more than one person. In fact, I do want you to send it to every single person on this list. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different email addresses that you will have to add into this field. Can view is fine. It doesn't necessarily need to be edit. And then once you get that, you need to do that by Sunday. So you need to share this file by Sunday, and then you need to comment on each of your classmates' designs. So that'd be, I think, 5 different comments, at least 1 comment per design, on what they could do to improve it, what you're thinking is working, that kind of thing. And it's really easy to add comments. You just use the little comment dude, push it down and say your logo text. Something like that. Push the little arrow, and over here we can see the comments. So that's basically the really quick rundown on how I want you to do this. This final is due next Wednesday, so definitely get a start on this, and by Sunday have something to show as far as a rough draft to your fellow classmates and share it with everybody on that email list. Okay, talk to you later.